So, we're back today. And I gotta say, I saw a new thing on the PlayStation Store I really want to pre-order. And that's the Call of Duty Variety Map Pack for COD Remastered.
Yeah, I pre-ordered that, like, second it dropped.
Yeah, it's $15 now. Don't worry, it was only $10 when it released, so it's less now.
That's a bargain.
Yeah, 15 is less than 10.
What are you waiting for?
Like 8 years later. And, I mean, I couldn't get enough of pre-ordering games, so pre-ordering DLC is definitely the way I want to go, personally.
I think it's incredible. And, I mean, really, I think you're forgetting, they're including supply drops.
5 of them.
10.
Rare.
It's 10 rare.
Is it? I thought it was 5.
No, it's 10 rare.
Wow. Is it really?
It is.
Wow. That's totally worth it.
I couldn't agree more.
Those supply drops that we talked about before that have a really bad drop rate. This is bad.
It's getting worse.
This is
I didn't
really
think it was
bad.
going to get worse. It did.
Oh, man. I don't hate Activision,
I'm getting there.
but I don't have anything to say. I don't have words.
You just said I don't hate them?
It's kind of like witnessing like some kind of like travesty in real life, where you're driving by a car accident, like a car wreck on the road, and somebody probably died there. There's like blood and stuff, and you're like, oh, you just don't have words, you know?
That's a gruesome comparison, but I agree.
I feel like I'm witnessing a digital car crash from this company.
Well, it's just like, okay, and looking at PlayStation uploaded the teaser trailer today too.
Oh, man.
And it's got a whopping 11,000 dislikes compared to 1,800 likes.
Well, that's pretty good.
You know, it's about the same as Infinite Warfare in that trailer. So, I mean, if they're going by those...
Well, it's about the same ratio.
Yeah.
Except, like, with, like, way more voters on that. But this is just not good. I mean, look, here's the thing. We've played Activision games on the channel before that we really like. One of them's that Spider-Man game that we're playing right now.
Yeah, really fun game.
Really fun game. Activision has published over the years a lot of great stuff. And arguably those older Call of Duties are just objectively really great games. But we're hitting a point where we are going back, messing with code to add in supply drops, recharging for DLC that's come out already almost 10 years ago, and charging more than it already was worth. And it's like, at what point, you know what I mean?
Well, and another problem too is they're the only people doing this. Like, you look at, as you mentioned before, the remasters that have come out recently.
Borderlands,
all the DLC's free. Return to Arkham, they gave you all the DLC to go along with that.
Yeah, and you can argue that it's not free, sure, but you paid for it in the package, you know? Like, you had to pay at least $80 to get COD 4.
Yeah.
Because you have to pay for Infinite Warfare and then the 20 add-on for COD 4, which you can't get on its own. And the real slap in the face, the Infinite Warfare Season Pass, yeah, that doesn't cover COD 4.
What are we doing? What? How much was the Season Pass? Like $40?
I believe it was 40 or 50. Yeah, it was between the two. I don't actually know. But yes.
That blows my mind, man.
Yeah.
Like, who do they expect to buy this? Because everyone's just...
Well, there are people who will buy it.
But it's like... As a consumer, you've paid $40 on top of the $80, so $120, and you're expecting, okay, I'm gonna get everything in this game.
Yeah, the DLC.
And they're like, oh no, by the way, in this
Screw
game,
you.
that was basically, because you paid $80 for both games and the $40, and now you have to pay another $15 to get 8-year-old DLC. That really isn't even that compelling. It's 4 maps, isn't it? Is that
yes,
it? And supply drops.
They're the same maps. There's nothing different about them from what I can tell. It's just Broadcast Creek, Chinatown, and Kill House again. Same 4 that we saw back in 2008 when they released on the 360.
So what is the... I guess
They're
I don't
1080p.
understand. That's it.
That's it.
You've added some graphics.
They were already in 60 FPS, the game, so that's not different. It's just it's 1080p now.
Like, I want to understand their logic in this, but I don't at all.
I think I can kind of tell you what their logic is, but it's not good logic. I think the logic is the fact that they admitted that they expected Infinite Warfare to do better, and that it didn't. I think that this is to make up for some of that revenue, maybe, that they expected to earn on Infinite Warfare and didn't. But I don't know. I think they would have charged either way. You know, like even if they made double what they thought they were going to make on Infinite Warfare, pretty sure they still would have charged for this. Because when I see this kind of thing from the industry in general, it's not just Activision. It almost seems like a company seeing like, okay, so how far can we push this until people won't buy it so that we can go one step back from that and just stay there and maximize the profits, is what it looks like at least. So
they're like a preschooler. They push the boundaries as far as they can, and then
like a
and then once they're told no, they're like, okay, I'll come back.
Yeah,
a
we'll
little bit.
step back a tiny bit. But except they haven't stepped back yet.
No,
and they've been told no like 10 times.
They just are.
The teacher keeps telling them,
They're
you're
the
an
worst
idiot.
student. Yeah.
Literally, we're going to deport you.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
You're a terrible student.
It's and honestly, in this case, I would have understood, and I honestly don't know if I would have understood actually, but it makes more sense if you charged half. Like if you charged $5.
Yeah.
But it should have been in the season pass.
Yeah.
That is worst case scenario. You charge $5.
To me, there's no reason that if Call of Duty 4 was a DLC for Infinite Warfare, which it was, you know, you needed Infinite Warfare to play it, right? And you need to keep it to play it. So that to me is a DLC. It's not a standalone game. It's a DLC. Which you would think in the first place would mean that logically the season pass should have just given you Call of Duty 4 anyway and everything with it. But they're trying to play it like it's a DLC and a standalone game, so no. You don't get everything with it. But why? You know, just why? At what point is, you know, like the good faith that you're losing with people not worth it financially? Because like I've been watching a lot of things about people's opinions on this and reading a lot of people's opinions on this. The most overwhelming comment that I saw, even like doing research for this video, was people still complaining that they haven't released COD 4 as a standalone game. Because people don't want to play Infinite Warfare. They think it's stupid. Which I get, you know, it's not their cup of tea, so they don't want to play it. Fine. Let them play the other game. No. Why? You know, just why? They never said why.
No, and
they won't tell you why.
No, and they wouldn't even separate the two games on other discs. It's on the same, so you can't sell one. It's on the same disc.
Yeah.
So they did everything they could to force Infinite Warfare down your throat if you just wanted to play the fourth one.
Yeah, which I don't really understand what the point is of that.
No.
Because if you don't want to play it, you don't want to play it.
Yeah.
You know?
And then they just keep coming with DLC that's 8 years old and charging more for it.
Yeah.
50% more than the original.
That's for those drop packs. Supply drops.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, and like a lot of people still want it as a separate thing. And another thing that I've seen, well, and this was something, because I was watching Machinima's take on this, I was watching Rooster Teeth's take on this, I was watching, and this was yesterday, you know, when they announced this, or a couple days ago, and I was watching some like solo Let's Players like talk about this, and one thing that I saw is that like even COD 4 doesn't have that high of a player base right now, like the remastered one, like it's under 1,000 players.
Wow.
Or at least it was when like this news came out. So it's like, that's on the PS4, I guess I should say. So, you know what I mean? Who's this getting marketed to? And like, are you going to split that player base even more when it's like already nothing? That's worse than Battlefront. So I don't know. But anyway, guys, I think that's all we really have to say about this. This was just a quick touch on thing that we wanted to talk about. Because it, I don't know, it's one of those things that's so ridiculous that it's funny. But anyway, let us know what you think about it in the comments. If you liked the video, please drop a like and subscribe for more content just like this. We'll be seeing you next time.